welcome people from the Electric String page, from my YouTube channel, on Facebook, everybody that's watching. I have a new instrument that I'm demoing today and I'm going to be talking about. It's the ForteVio electric violin. It's a 5-string, and this was just sent to me by ForteVio about a month ago. And this was the mystery electric violin that I did an opening for, unboxing. And it's built by Valentin Hristov out of the UK. And his whole line of instruments is called ForteVio. And you'll know him, he's been posting his instruments on the Electric String page. You can check him out on YouTube. He's got a Facebook page as well. And he just sent me this latest instrument. You can check out the unboxing video. But it's really cool. It's a really neat instrument. I'll tell you a little bit about this as I go. But first of all, I just want to give you a sense of how it sounds. It's got a nice, rich, full, clean sound. I'll just go through each string. Here's the C. Here's the D, G, D, A. Quite a rich, natural violin sound. And all you're hearing right now is just my clean signal on my pedal board. But if you take a look, part of my pedal board is the Diamond Compressor Junior, and so that's the only effect that's on right now. That just helps to fatten the sound a little bit, smooth out, and clean, just make the sound more even and warm. But what I want to do is just try this thing out. This is completely unrehearsed video, so there might be some loose cannon moments, but I'm just going to try it out with some of my effects that I like to use. We'll just turn on a little bit of reverb first. Let's try the black hole that I have in this eventide that I like so much. Shimmer. I'll just go back to my hall reverb and add my typical delay. This is just like a nice warm analog delay. Just bring the mix up a little bit. Add a bit more feedback, intensity. Some delay, how it sounds through that. Let's try it through a bit of overdrive. I'm using the Sparkle Drive. I turned it on a little bit there in that last song. And I love the Sparkle Drive because you can dial in the clean signal of the violin mixed with an overdriven signal. But let's completely take the clean signal out. Let's see how it responds to just pure overdrives. 'Cause some people may want to play this doing more rock or blues or whatever. turn the volume up a little bit on this drive a little bit. Yeah, great thing about this is the Sparkle Drive mod, so it's got a couple modified other versions. This is more of a brighter, heavier maybe. Back to the original drive I had, or maybe a warmer version. How about this one? Responds to a bit of wah mixed with the drive. So he makes these instruments out of maple and lime wood. His pickup system is his own patent design, and it's an electroacoustic passive piezo pickup. And it's got adjustable feet, which is kind of cool, that allows the string height to be adjusted on your fingerboard. So we can actually change the height, and I like really low strings on my instruments, so pretty cool you can adjust that. That's a recent addition to his pickup system, and apparently he has another pickup system that he's developed just recently that he's going to start to add to his instruments. You need to know something about Valentin and the ForteVio violin. He'll literally make any instrument, any design. His instruments don't have a particular look to them. There are some that you'll see that are very similar, but he is constantly creating new designs. He's brilliant with the design. And the other thing about his instruments is they're quite light. This one's a bit of a little heavier than some of them, but it's still lighter than most. And so excellent for violin players that don't want a lot of weight, which is me. I'm on that list. I've played some instruments that are quite heavy. It tires you out as you play. It's nice to have an instrument that's at least as light as your acoustic, and that's awesome. Again, back to the pickup system. The ForteVio bridge has one piezo under each string. So it's quite similar to the Bibera pickup system, except the Bibera system has two piezos on each string. This one has just a single one. But it has that fat sound that the Bibera pickup provides, quite a direct, fat sound. It's a passive system, so it has no preamp in it at all. So yeah, it responds a little bit. We're going to just spend a little bit of time with my pitchfork for a minute here. And let's put it to a major sixth interval. That's cool. So this is taking my pitchfork, and I've dialed up two different settings by using a control pedal on this, and again, with such a nice clear signal coming into this. notice when you're working with manufacturers, they're constantly improving their instruments. And one comment I would make about this in terms of an area improvement is I did have a few issues with this instrument when it first arrived. The 1/4-inch jack was broken. I had to send it to a local repair person to replace out the jack. These things can happen, but the repairman noticed that the shielding on it had melted just from some of the soldering work. So there was a bad ground connection, as well as the jack was defective as well. ForteVio was very kind just to send me another one, which we replaced out, but you know, these things can happen. But another thing that the specialist was telling me was that the wire that comes down the center of the bridge here is not really super well shielded. So that could create some issues with grounding, some hum and that kind of thing. I had a little bit of trouble getting this up and running for the demo. I had to try a few different things, and the way I ended up routing it was a little bit different than what I would normally do. But we're getting a nice clean sound now, and I'm just going directly out of the instrument, right into my pedal board, and then out of my pedal board into my looper, out of the looper into my amp, and then I'm taking the right left of the amp into my Focusrite 6i6, and then from that into Logic. So that's my basic signal chain from the violin. And I'm using all the highest quality 1/4-inch jacks, all George L cables, which have the least amount of resistance on the electronic signal throughout the whole chain. So this should be the very best sounding demo that you're going to get of this instrument, just with the signal chain that I end up using. So one thing I do want to demo a little bit quickly is just to check out what the phaser and the chorus sounds with this. Again, this pickup system, nice and strong. It's passive, it's not active. You could go into a preamp first and then boost the signal that way, and change your bass, treble, all that kind of thing in your preamp if you wanted to do that. But this is literally just directly into my board and out of my board into my amp, and then from my amp to the computer. So you're just hearing the clean, passive signal of the pickup system that I have here. But here's a little bit of chorus just to give you an idea of what the chorus sounds like on this. A little bit of phaser. Again, everything responds very nicely. Plays very nicely. Very impressed. The workmanship on these instruments is excellent. If you take a look, the scroll, beautifully made, a lot of neat touches. I really think the concave sort of back is cool. Even the curve, just the full curve of the instrument, just some neat design elements. It's really cool, the fingerboard, how it's got that sculpted end on it as well, where it comes to the bridge opening. So, yeah. So a big thank you to ForteVio just for all the things he's doing. I've had some good conversations with him, and I just want to wish him the best as he continues to build instruments. I think he's interested in wading into the whole MIDI world next, which will be interesting to see what he comes up with there. But again, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, share it with your friends, and check out ForteVio's instruments. Again, all the best, and take care. Bye-bye.